So the first assignment you have is a rather, I would say, like a traditional computer science problem. It's like you're manipulating text on a screen. It's less visual than what you've been used to, like drawing pictures or moving things. But if you were to take like college level computer science class, they would probably do something like this as their typical assignment. They give you some inputs, it's in text, then you do something with it, and then you spit out a different kind of text. So your assignment that's due this Friday is called temperature conversion. And you apply a certain formula on a given amount of numbers. In this case, you have a list or an array of, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 12 temperatures given in Fahrenheit. And your goal is to use a loop to convert that into Celsius. You can do so by hand. You may want to do so manually to see the purpose of a loop. You go through that and you should get this exact output up on the screen. Notice the detail to precision. You have the Fahrenheits given on the left. Then you have the converted degrees in Celsius next to it. And there's only 2 decimal places afterwards. Then we can convert it into kelvins. There's 4 decimal places after that. Okay, so somewhere in here I give you a hint on what function to use. So your starter code is really simple. You just have that array of those 12 numbers I gave you, and I'll demonstrate maybe the first couple things, because it does use a new function, console.log, like where do I see my output. So what I've done is I made a new pen, and I've opened it up to recognize P5. I'm going to change my editor view so I see my stuff on the left. And so there's all my code, nice and large. But in this case, you won't need the output screen. You're going to have to click on console down here to see your output. Okay, you need console. So that in your code pen, that's in the lower left-hand corner. So let's say you got it up and running. Use console.log to print your answer. So that's just showing some text on the screen. You may have recognized this line from your quiz. So let's say hello world, right? So let's say I didn't have this thing here and I did console.log and then I put in the string hello world. I click run and notice I don't see anything on the screen. I didn't even create a canvas in this case. So there's nothing to be expected here. But I should see the words hello world. Where is it hiding? You click on console, there you see your words. Console.log. Block 4 is the best class. Right? You click run, and now it pops up over here. Notice the kind of annoying thing is that the console remembers, it still displays what came before it. Notice I added in block 4 is the best class, and then I saw another hello world. Because this code runs again, it doesn't clear what came before it. If you want that to happen, you press the clear button. Now you run it. And then you see hello world, block 4 is the best. If I run it again, you're going to see hello world, block 4 is the best class, so on and so forth. Which is kind of nice. You have a history of what came before it. But sometimes you don't want that to happen. So you just press the clear button. So in this example, I've showed you how to print something to the screen. And let's just go over how to print certain array elements. So let's say I wanted the number 2. So this is representing 2 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm looking at my array, and our array is 1 indexed or 0 indexed. You should say 0. Computer scientists love counting at 0. So 212 is position 0 or index 0. 100 is position 1 or index 1. The 1 is the third element of your array, which corresponds to index position 2. And so I want the 2 degrees Fahrenheit. That corresponds to the 4th position in your array, which is index number 3. So if I wanted to display that from the list, I go, okay, what was my array called? It's called temps. Temps is the name of my list or array. I have to use square brackets to access that certain thing there, and I want 3. Some other new things you might need, you may have used this previously, but to put strings or words together, you need the plus operator. This is fair, like F. Okay, there's a space, F. for Fahrenheit. So when I click run, I should see 2F. So 2 degrees Fahrenheit, degrees Fahrenheit. And then I see block 4 is the best class afterwards. So that's how you put things together. What you'll need to do is, like maybe you want this to repeat. There's a while loop. Let's have it go 10 times. And maybe I want to print that 2 degrees Fahrenheit 10 times. I need a variable. Starts at 0. And then down here, I'll move it over so it's a bit easier to read. And then down here, I++. Okay, do I shrink out a little bit? Okay, my formatting is a little weird. Sorry, let me tidy this up. Okay, that's a little bit better. So what I just did was I put this console.log into a while loop. This repeats this line of code that prints to the console 10 times. It starts at 0, it stops just before you get to 10, and it executes this line, and I grows by 1. So this is the same as I equals I plus 1. This is how you move through your loop, how you increase it. So there's 3 parts: your starting point, your stopping point, and like your increment. That's the fancy computer science word for it, or just how you move through it. So if I clear my console and I click run, I should see degrees, 2 degrees F 10 times. And then at the very end, I see block 4 is the best class. It's your goal to figure out, okay, how do I apply the formula, which you know in math, and if you've forgotten, it's up here. How do I translate that into computer language? And then how do I modify my loop to convert each of those 12 temperatures into what you want it to be? So lines of code-wise, it could be at like 3 lines and you're done with this program. But understanding all those different parts will take some time, and that's what you have until Friday to figure out. Questions or comments? A fancier term for loops is called iteration. How do you repeat things? That's the big computer science idea that's at play. So that ends my first screencast on that now. And I'm also giving you the next week's program so that you can work on that maybe over the long weekend if students enjoy a lot. Dang it. Did it not record? Oh. Wait. I think it did.